Nigeria, a very great country. Conversation about the country every time is about how the economy is so bad. Matter of fact, we talk about it every other day. We need to get Nigeria working. The economy has dropped. Recent predictions say Nigeria would be a failed state come 2030. But in all this conversation is about how we can get Nigeria better, something is very pivotal. It is security. Because a man whose house is on fire will not go around trying to fetch money. Well, in that light, the Delta State government chose to take a stand, placing a ban on commercial motorcycling, otherwise called Okada, in some parts of the state, and also iron scavengers, otherwise known as iron condemn, simply put. Today on the faculty, we shall be having a very robust conversation with several personalities, great personalities, who will be talking about this issue properly and squarely. Matter of fact, rest assured, we have a balanced house. My name is Francis Ofure. Glad to be your anchor today. I'm going to look straight on my pad and read out the names properly of the personalities here with me. Just right here and very close to me is President General, Okpanam Youth Development Association. He is Comrade Lucky Okolo. Good to have you.
God bless you, sir.
You have a handshake, you're very close to me. And then I will not have a handshake with the next person, but he is one man who won an award as on his job in terms of public relations, SP Bright Edafe. He is the Delta State Public Relations Officer of the police. Good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
And one great canvasser of state police is the NUJ chairman himself, Comrade Churchill Oyowe. It's good to have you right here in the house.
It's my pleasure.
The pleasure is 100% ours. And we also have another guest that would also who would also join us to conversation about this topic, Okada ban, iron scavengers. And let's get straight to the point. And who do I go to first? I'm tempted to go to the law enforcement agent. I see Comrade Okolo saying, go to the PPRO first. So the first question, this ban has been placed on several parts of the state. So far, how good? Has crime reduced in the areas affected? Or has it been business as usual?
Well, you agree with me that the house-to-house robbery has reduced drastically. And there are two reasons for the drastic reduction. Number one, topmost on my list is the ban on the Okada riders. Then secondly, you know, when it became too rampant, the CP had to deploy, we call it night operation, from 6 p.m. till dawn. And it has also helped. We have so far arrested about 25 suspects. So just imagine if we have, even if it's 30 persons terrorizing the metro, and we've been able to get 25 out of the environment. Definitely you are bound to see improvement, and that is what we are witnessing. But the fact still remains that the ban on Okada riders contributed immensely to it. So it has been helpful, and it's very, very effective in the fight against crime and criminality.
Let's go to the journalist, my colleague, senior colleague, precisely in the house. This ban has been placed. Okada has stopped in several places in the state. What are your observations so far? Comrade Churchill Oyowe.
Well, we have been observing the pains people have to go through in the absence of Okada. People have been complaining how those who are operating tricycles are now taking advantage of the situation to hike their fares, and we have also observed that it has reduced the chaotic situation, chaotic traffic situation in the areas affected. I can talk of the Asaba Capital Territory. I don't know what's happening in Warri area. It has been relatively calm traffic situation. It's just that you cannot have a perfect arrangement where that disorderly attitude will be completely erased from the psyche of road users. But Okada ban has helped in that direction.
All right. Okay. It's okay. It's all right. Thank you so much. That's something very, very strong. We move straight to the the Okpanam man right here in the house. He's not just an Okpanam man, he is the President General Okpanam Youth Development Association right here with us in the house. And you've heard from the Police Public Relations Officer right with us, and you've also heard from our journalist, the NUJ chairman, making observations. Okpanam is also one place that have been affected so far. What are your own observations and what are your reservations too? Because I know we've had a conversation about it and you had several thoughts. But let's go talk about the advantage that this ban has made on Okpanam residents.
Well, I want to first and foremost thank and appreciate you for giving me the privilege to be here today. And the ban on Okada is a welcome development, if you ask me. And at least it has assisted in improving the, unnecessary protest by some group of persons, like what they normally do. Any little thing, they will just come out and start using protests, blocking of roads, terrorizing, damaging of government property, like all those Hausa or Fulani Okada riders. And it has drastically reduced the activities of terrorizing people, hitting people, and also damaging people's vehicle. And if you also look at it in another direction, this issue of Okada ban has equally assisted in improving the unnecessary kiosk of the people, like having unnecessary blocking of road, like when you want to pass through that what do they call that midwifery road, by that after that Hampton Hotel. Yeah. You see all those Okada riders, they will use the Okada to block road instead of you to, you'll be finding very difficult to divert to the other side. So if you look at the activities of those Okada riders, the state government coming in to put a ban on it is a welcome development, and we very much appreciate it.
Yeah, that sounds very, very crystal. And he says they appreciate the fact that placed the ban due to some of the challenges they suffered during the reign of Okada riders in their area. Now let's go back to the Police Public Relations Officer, Bright Edafi, right here with us. There was this talk I saw on social media, something that you put up. You said if they catch your Okada, it will be impounded, it will be crushed. That's what you said. Is that true?
Yes, but if you would permit me, before addressing that, I would like to address what you just touched.
Okay.
You see, when the government, when they were making that announcement on the ban on Okada, they made it very clear that it has nothing to do with tribe. It has nothing to do with any group of persons. It is a general issue that is for the collective good of Deltans. So we should be very careful what we say, so that it will not be seen or misinterpreted that the purpose of the ban is to fight a particular group of people. The truth is that is not the reason for the ban. You are duty bound to protect your people. And if armed robbers are finding it easy to go about with the use of this Okada, and the government feels it is wise to ban it, we should maintain that focus that this is the reason why we are banning it. I'm saying this because after the ban, I have paraded about 3 different syndicates. And these syndicates, we have about 60% Deltans, 40% Northerners. So when you look at it, it's a general issue. Even during that protest, in the heat of that protest, we discovered that it is not only Northerners that are driving Okada, even our people too are driving Okada. So I wanted to clear that. Then on the directive of the state government that these motorcycles should be crushed, it is already a standing order. But the thing is that we will not just seize it and crush it. It's like the Attorney General, Commissioner of Justice was in the CP's office early last week.
Yeah.
And he also raised it that, which is not something that we're supposed to do with impunity, that there are laws that we must follow. If you seize a bike, you must get the owner of the bike, charge the bike alongside his motorcycle, that is the Okada rider alongside the motorcycle, to what they call a mobile court that will give a ruling in accordance with what the government had already declared. So it is after that ruling that is when the government will not be a body to go ahead and crush those motorcycles.
Has there been any crushing lately?
For now, no. For now, no.
Would there be any crushing lately?
Definitely, we should have over 300 motorcycles parked at the headquarters. I believe when they came, when the NUJ visited, they saw it. So we are just waiting for the right time to charge all of them to mobile courts. Thereafter, they will be crushed.
Comrade Churchill, you gave a nod because that was the next question. If he called the pressmen to come, because we have everybody in the house. You saw those motorcycles, Okadas, all of them there when you went there to visit. What were your thoughts then?
Well, we actually went on a courtesy visit to see the Commissioner of Police, and we just made a side observation. That means the implementation has taken effect. That was our observation, and we said it's a good thing. One thing is to come up with a policy like a ban, and that issue is implementing it. So the state government has been able to mash up its commitments of banning and implementing the policy on the ban on Okada. So we commend the enforcers, particularly the police, for making it so effective. We never knew such would happen. Like Comrade Okolo was saying, some people were expecting protests, but the compliance was seamless. It was just okay. And it shows that our people are really willing to obey the laws in the land, particularly when they know that it's something that received the yearnings of majority of the citizenry. So we believe that if government listen to people like this, then governance will be a thing where people will be happy about it. So I want to say, join in commending the state government and the enforcers for a job well done. We look forward to a situation where our road is thinner than this. Eventually, when the roads are well done, the interiors, we hope not to see even tricycles.
Okay. Now, Comrade Lucky, he said, the police public relations officer said, in my opening question, that crime has reduced. He emphasized and made it very clear. You are in charge in that area. Somehow, you are the youth president there. Has the crime level really reduced in Opanam region?
If you ask me, we have different types of crime. Like issue of daytime stealing from people with Okada, it has drastically reduced. But burgling of people's shops at night, that one has increased equally.
Increased?
Yes, it has increased. If you go to Opanam, virtually all the shops at night, they used to come there to burgle. I don't know if they have a spare key. They will just come to your shop at night while you are sleeping. They will open your shop. Not that they will come and burgle. They will open it, enter inside, pack everything. There won't even remain anything. They will pack everything and leave an empty shop for you. That is exactly what they have been doing. And if you look at this issue of Okada ban, the reason why there is no protest is because we are fully in support of that pronouncement. There is nobody that will say that he wants Okada to come back. No. We gave, in fact, kudos to our governor. He has done so well, including our commissioner of police, because the police is doing a great job too. The only place I am having problem, I've said it in countless times, are those task force. If you look at what happened the other time, when Okada riders had problem with those task force, people didn't ask. They are just interested. Oh, those task force, this is the crime, this is what they did. But something led to something. There is a way you push somebody. Those task force, some of them, if you look at, make inquiry, majority of them are from Anambra State, from Abakaliki. Retired criminals.
Lucky, I might have to put you on a hold there because I think the police prosecution officer just clarified something that we don't want to mention.
Okay, sorry.
It's not carried.
Okay, so no problem. But there is need for us to mention it somehow. Reason why I want to be blunt is because some of all these people, all these task force, if you look at them, we know them now. All these people you are seeing that call themselves task force, do you understand me? They are the ones that is constituting nuisance in the streets now. They are now using the name of Okada ban to be, constituting nuisance, stealing from people. damaging people's
Are they stealing from people, Comrade Lucky?
They are stealing from people. I've seen it even in my present. They stole from someone. You know what they did? The one they did in Okpanam the other day. Everybody in the town shed tears. How can you see a woman? What they ban is a commercial Okada riders. That's what they ban, not private. A woman, a lady that is hustling her life. She's doing daily pay contribution. Everybody know her in Okpanam. That is what she does. Those small little cube from back with keke, they hit her from the back. She fell on the ground. They took the Okada and ran away.
Are these task force agents? Are they faceless?
They are not faceless.
They have an office.
They have an office. They have an office in Asaba. They hit the woman from the back, took the bag, and what they normally do. Let me tell you something. The question we should be asking ourselves now is your Okada ban. Is it in the whole area of Delta State? Is it everywhere or major road? Is those remote areas or those remote areas, are they also included? How can you ban Okada in area that you know that is not motorable? How can you ban Okada like some places that they come in Okpanam? How can you ban Okada in Obobi, 3 upstairs, where you know very well that the distance from that road to that place is very, very far? And you see some of those task force, they will go down to 3 upstairs and go and hide inside the bush. They will be waiting for any Okada. A farmer is coming back from his farm. Somebody's mom is coming back from her farm, and the next thing they pushed her to the floor and carried the Okada and ran away. The question we should be asking ourselves: the Okada they seized from you, what direction, what location?
Comrade Lucky, when this happened, was there any reaction from your end? How did you respond?
I went to their office. That is exactly what I'm trying to let you know. If you ask me, the major criminals that you see come from that place. Those people we are looking at. You cannot be bringing criminals to be terrorizing people in the name of Okada or in the name of enforcement. Let them leave police to do their job. Police is doing it very well. If police sees you now that you are carrying, they will stop you. Hello, who are you? First of all, do you know they even attack a police officer in Okpanam, a police officer that is going to work?
Who attacked the task force?
They didn't know that he's a police officer.
Okay.
But when police
show, so we have to address.
You know the reason. So they need to, when they see you, hello, they will stop you. You identify yourself, you introduce yourself, then they want to ask you, are you aware there is Okada ban? I don't know if you understand me. If you don't have anything to say, they will do what? And those people who are using private Okada, right, all those private, they should allow them to be operating their private. If there is any license, they should issue them a license. Not everybody have. Okay, look at Keke now. Some areas in Okpanam where Okada used to take like 100 naira, 150. Keke will collect 400 naira from you. You understand me? And sometimes they will say it's drop. They prefer drop. So if you don't have 2,000 naira, you cannot get to your house. That is exactly the major problem we are facing now. Is that the issue of Okada ban has to be looked into. Let us know the areas, the particular areas. Is he in everywhere? Like even the chairman of the Okada, Chief Uchendo, Kosoko, he's from Umute. Go to Umute is in his own town. Okada is driving everywhere in Umute. Why are they coming to Okpanam to be doing it as if it's something that is personal? Every major road from here to Okpanam road to Okpanam roundabout, the whole of that area to Express, no Okada should be seen in those areas. But if you look at all those our farmlands, all those people operating in all those areas that is not hard, they don't need to be going inside all those bush to be looking for people. Do you expect them to carry keke to that place? Is there any third road there? So if state government wants, do you understand me, to make this thing to be general, that everywhere, they should tie road everywhere so that people can be able to use their vehicle, or you can use your keke. You don't expect somebody that don't have any car, you don't have car, you don't have keke, then you cannot use Okada. Then you now trek from here to a distance from here to Headbridge.
Okay.
Then you now come back home.
Comrade Lucky. I'm going to get to the PPRO very soon, but I'll just go straight to Comrade Churchill Oyeowe. How critical, how relevant is having a human face as regards this law? How relevant is it to have a human face as regards this law, especially as relates to Okada ban?
Okay, they say law is not made to punish people. Just like that. The law is made so that the people can also have a sigh. You understand me?
Yeah.
The law is not meant to make the people become less of humans. I don't know, maybe I'll put it like that. Now, they ban Okada, commercial motorcycle operations. But the pain now is people are finding it difficult to move from one place to the other, particularly the interiors. We are not asking for the return of Okada. I remember when I was at the House of Assembly Chapel during the press briefing to mark the 1-year anniversary of the 8th Assembly. We brought up that issue, that the House should start liaising with the relevant ministries, MDAs, to see how they can open up those roads so that tricycles can access them in the absence of commercial motorcycles. That is what we are expecting from the state government. We are banned Okada, but let's do something to ameliorate the sufferings of the people. Let it not appear as if you make a law and the law has become a killer to the people. Of course, to some extent, it will also help to make us to be physically strong, because a lot of us don't walk.
Well, if you are a farmer and you have to carry all those things on your back.
To some extent, it will help us to now be physically strong. When you walk some distance, it has a good telling effect on your health. But people, there are some people who see it as punishment altogether. Nevertheless, there is need for the state government to try, for now, even if it's grade the roads. Why you look forward to awarding such roads, particularly in the capital territory. There are areas that they have developed before now. We need more areas to be developed so that the ban will not become a curse. Rather, it will continue to be a blessing. Like I said we are looking forward to a situation where even tricycle operators will leave the main road and go to the interior. That happened in Benin some 6-8 years ago. I'm not comparing, but that is what I'm looking forward to, where keke will not even be on the road. We will now have a cleaner, saner, safer, secured state, particularly the capital territory. So state government has a role to play in opening up those very difficult terrains to make the people also embrace the law of the ban on Okada.
Thank you very much, Comrade Churchill Oyowe. We're going to get to the police public relations officer who is right here in Delta State, but that will be after the break. There are several issues that have been brought forth. Issues concerning task force, issues concerning roads, issues concerning how, I'll repeat the task force, some stuff has to come twice, how people who are in such villages, in such communities, get bullied by task force. And if the police haven't taken any step to checkmate the activities of those who run such programs, task force and the rest. But that's after we come back, so do stay with us. You're watching the program, The Faculty, right here on Delta Television, The People's Pride. We're talking about security update in Delta State after the Okada and iron scavengers ban, that's the iron condemned ban in the state. And we've been talking to several personalities right here who've been sharing updates and their thoughts about these bans, still in the house. But we have been joined by a wonderful politician, a young politician. He is one who is canvassing to become the Oshimole LP Councillorship candidate for Oshimle South. Yes, Chika Omoso, it's good to have you.
Thank you.
It's good to have you.
Good to
You've heard the
hear.
conversation so far. You've been watching keenly and listening so strongly. The conversation. What are your thoughts generally as regards human face, as regards people going through a whole lot due to the Okada ban? It looks like they are even facing more terror, than when they were having Okadas around them.
It's a topical issue to talk about Okada ban. In 2008, when I finished my studies and I was doing some work, I looked at the society and I thought about how people behave. Why do we behave like this? Why do people go into crime? And I decided to take a course in criminology and security studies. And today, I can say I have a master's in peace studies and conflict resolution. What leads to crime? What brings about conflict? How do people resolve conflict? It's not a fire brigade thing. What's invoked now is not just even security as one word. We talk about human security, and that's very important. When they started this conversation, I was wondering whether they are living in a GRA. Because until he started talking about what is happening in Opanam, it looked one-sided. What it is now is that people are suffering. People are suffering. Where you used to go for, I'd say 200 naira before, it's now 300 naira. So if a budget for a worker is 15,000 naira for transportation, he's going to spend like 25,000 naira. We're talking about Delta State, where our agenda is the more agenda. And the more agenda is in everything. Peace. Let's even look at the situation. What is security? Is to be free from threats and dangers. Threats of peace, war, fighting, hunger. And that's why we're embracing human security in these days. And some countries have adopted the 17 UN SDG goals because it covers human security. It talks about the environment, climate change, job, peace, and all of that. With this ban, a lot of people, apart from the people suffering who are paying more, you have taken 1,000, their means of livelihood, you have taken it away without any plan. Listen, the government is supposed to be for security of lives and property. That is the primary goal of government, right? So if you are a government, you are thinking of the people. How are we going to give them more? How are they going to survive? If you wake up as a government and you ban the livelihood or means of livelihood of a people without plans, what are you sending them to do? See, I thank God we have a security operative here. I think they're only increasing their job. They want to do more job. It's like they don't have enough job to do. Because when you take away the means of livelihood from people, you are sending them to do something else. And you're not even going to get the effects now. It's like a man who doesn't have a job. If you lose your job today, you will not start doing wrong things or evil things immediately. You have to sit back and say, what can I do? What can I do? If you don't find what you're going to do, the right thing, you're going to find yourself in the wrong thing. There are thousands of people who are doing this Okada work. What is the provision of the government for them? Because if the government has not made any provision, which we know, then the government is in for something else.
All right.
They're in for crimes.
Okay, now let's go to SP Bright Dafe. Several thoughts. Chika has just pinned several thoughts in our heads right now. Remember that Comrade Lucky talked about how stores are getting burgled. He was even wondering if they have magical keys that they just get in and get out and steal things. He also talked about tax force. And now Chika also has spoken so strongly about the fact that people will have less jobs and that might compound the job of the police force. Is this job too much for the police force? In the sense that we now have tax force agents enforcing the laws in our villages and communities around us.
Okay, I am not aware that there is a task force by the state government to enforce the ban on Okada, except it is being done by the police. I am not aware. And for every Okada that is seized, it's supposed to come to the headquarters. And task force has never brought any Okada to the headquarters. The Okada that you see at the command headquarters were the ones seized during the raid carried out by operative from the operations department of the command headquarters. So when he was speaking about task force, after here I will meet him to verify that office, this task force office that is carrying out this enforcement. I would even go there myself and ask them their authority to do that. Then on the ban on Okada, you see, we should be very mindful of our emotions. We want to talk on reality. I'm glad you say we are giving ourselves more job, which means to some extent you cannot cry more than the bereaved. If we say security-wise, which is the first and paramount role of every individual, security, peace and security. If we say for security-wise, Okada menace is becoming unbecoming, and there is need for drastic action to be taken by the state government, then it is for the collective good, in quotes, collective good. If you are saying 1,000 Okada riders, for instance, you now compare it to the total number of people we have living in the states. You see, they call it, I've forgotten the word, it's not ripple effect, but there will always be these people that will suffer from every law. It is normal everywhere. If you say people should stop selling pure water, people will suffer from it. If you say, people that are frying akara on the road, it is no longer healthy, they should stop, people are bound to suffer from it. Delta State will not be the first state that will ban Okada, particularly in the urban areas. I know that Okpanam for now has not been too developed, but Okpanam is part of the capital territory. Whether we accept it or not. I was in Benin when Okada was completely banned. If you go to Benin now, go to Ekewa, go to before bypass, you will not see Okada anywhere. What am I trying to say? Rome was not built in a day. It is a process. Let us not discourage the state government.
SP, the ban was on commercial motorcycles, wasn't it?
Yes, I will address that too. You see, it was clearly stated in that press release, yes, that for dispatch riders, they are allowed.
If I have a bike,
there is a permit.
I'll take a permit.
There is a permit. If you have a bike for personal use, you are not allowed. Because if you bring that in, people will take advantage of it. I want to explain the limitations now. If you have a bike for dispatch, there is a permit. I think it is given from the Ministry of Transport or thereabout. I'm not too sure. Right. If you have a ladies' bike, even before now, there is a permit for ladies' bike. There is a permit for dispatch. Then there was an exception in that statement. They said security operatives, provided either they are on uniform or they are with their ID cards. Okada ban must affect some people. There is nothing any person can do about it. We know. But the fact is that for the collective good of Deltans, to me as a security personnel, that ban was very, very necessary.
But you don't think that that spiritual effect of having stores being buckled might have come from those Okada people?
It did not come from Okada. If we should be honest with ourselves, even before the Okada was banned, some of these things do happen. You understand? See, you cannot completely, even if you say coffee, everybody should be in their houses, you will still record crime. You cannot. Thank God he said he studied peace and conflict resolution. I too am on intelligence and security studies, and what I was told is that even if we're in this room and I am not the only person, for the fact that there are two or more persons in a room, there is tendency that a crime will happen. So it's natural. The only thing we do is to try as much as we can to reduce it. Even in the United States, that we see as the powerhouse of the world, you cannot say they don't have cases of crime there. It happens.
There are countries where there are less crimes. Netherlands at some point had to shut down the prison. Chika.
Recently in Kenya, they increased tax payment for things, and they protested. There was protest. This is, you are making money, just give government more, because the government don't want to be borrowing to do some things. It's a good plan by the government, but the people protested because you're asking us to pay more. But in our own light, we are taking the means of livelihood from them, and we are saying, no, sit put, this is government. You know, these days, it looks like government is now for the people in government. I'll tell you why I said so. There's a young man who became commissioner. When we were talking about this salary issue, minimum wage, you know, he was on the part of government. This was a young person who were being, that was being given tips to survive. But now he's in government, and now because he's under the payroll of the government, he supports that labor is demanding too much. But you come to think of it, if I give you 100,000 naira today, how much is that compared to $1? Because, you know, when we want to make some references, we look at these guys. We want to, you know, give empowerment. I heard a very powerful person in government talk about, you know, giving empowerment of 50,000 naira. And I laughed inside of me. I said, 50,000 naira, is that empowerment, or you're just saying, take for your feeding this month? Because what will it really change for you? For a petty trader, it could help. Okay, imagine that my wife is a petty trader and I am an Okada rider. And then you take away my means of livelihood. No plan for me. What I'm saying is, what is the plan of government?
So
this should be part of security architecture.
Is the ban a good thing to you? Do you see
It's not a good thing. To me as a citizen, and to the person who was an Okada rider, who the government had no plans for. It's like you have a toothache, and you go to the hospital, and then they remove the tooth first, before they give you a painkiller. That's the nature of our government in these times, and it's for young people like us. It doesn't really make sense. You're supposed to take the painkiller before you go into the operation of removing the dents in your teeth or operating your teeth, not after you have removed my teeth. You are not thinking of, okay, look at the reality. The stark reality is that most of our roads are not motorable. If you want to go into the land to farm or to check for land you want to buy, how are you going to go there? See, we must be holistic. What I'm trying to say, whether I'm not even judging whether it is timely or not timely, good or bad. I am saying at this time, what was the plan of government? What even led to this Okada ban? Have they done so much
the SP has said that so far crime has reduced. But let's hear from.
That's from the government side. We are saying that it's going to lead to increase in crime.
The police.
Okay, what I want to just quickly correct an impression,
okay,
please.
Quickly.
You see, I know we don't have time, but when we are talking of bad roads, I don't speak for government.
Yeah.
But like I said, there was a clause. Even before we started, I said it has not been given enough publicity. To some extent, they were considerate enough to take out those places that are not too motorable.
Thank you.
But the problem we're having is, even the Okada riders don't even know there are areas where they are allowed.
That's a very serious point.
You understand? Even the Okada riders don't know. But me, at my own level, I would see how I can reach out to whoever is responsible for passing out this information. That for that Ogboje you mentioned, I live in Ogboje.
Okay.
And I know how people trek. Edafebrad, I can't trek it. Me, I know I cannot. Because you have to climb through the hill. But in the list, Ogboje is not part of where the ban is supposed to be enforced. But yet you won't find Okada there. So the issue is, I believe we need to give it more publicity. We'll get that
list. Ogboje is not part of.
It's not part.
Okay,
on that list, on the list of.
But yet they are task force.
Since we're on this panel, it's important that when a government wants to take out they give information, enough information.
Let me say something. If you look at it holistically, I want to sincerely appreciate Police PPRO for you mentioning Ogboje. You know, as a PG of the youth body in Okpanam, you know, I'm a representative of the youth. And you know, when anything wants to happen in Okpanam, like in terms of, you know, bringing the youth together, that is my work. Uniting the youth and also, you know, preaching the sermon for them to, you know, live a healthy life and also be responsive to. Holistically, if you look at this issue of Okada ban, it's a welcome development. Believe me honestly, it is necessary that Okada should be banned. I gave kudos to the governor, to our governor. Just like I said, we don't have any problem with Delta State Police Command. Police, they are doing their job diligently.
No, with the state
we don't have any problem. We don't have any problem with the state government. The only problem we have are those task force criminals, bringing in criminals. Just hold on, bringing in criminals to be oppressing, intimidating people in the name of enforcing ban on Okada. There is no way. Let me tell you something. Asaba, Delta State is not the first state that state government banned Okada. When they ban Okada, it's on a major road. They cannot see you in a particular area, not everywhere. But you see all these people. How can you pass a third road and be entering a remote road and be looking for Okada whereabouts? No, they don't do it like that. And stealing from people, when you use keke to hit somebody from the back, the person will fall down. You took your hand inside the person's pocket, collect the person's phone, collect the person's bag, and run away.
No, but
so if you look at some of all these things they are doing, it's becoming so, it's something that is really affecting people. Patience is golden. A lot of people have been patient with them, and the reason why we are patient with them is because we don't want to take laws into our hands. Okay, and that is why we come to this place.
Let me just says that you should meet him after the program.
Yes, I will meet him,
and you find out those the task force involved.
Do you know what they do? Do you know what they do? Because I want to say it here. Quote me. I want to say it here so that everybody will hear it. All those Okada that they seize, they take it to their office and they charge you at least 80,000 low, 80, 90, 100, 150. For them to release your bike for you.
Was it like this before the Okada ban?
No, it was not like that.
Oh, so
and what they do, if they go there, some of these boys, they will use force on you. They will carry the bike. They will charge you. Even all those private owners, they will charge you big amount of money. Where is that money going to? Which account are they paying that money to? They need to be investigated. You pay that money. A ban on Okada, you don't pay that money. Those people that pay that money, they don't pay you to government account. They pay that money to a private account. Did you not ban Okada for you to start giving empowerment to people in this hardship that people are facing?
Okay,
that's what
that's understood.
Because there is high level of.
Chika, I'm so sorry, but we have just a few minutes left, and we have to tackle everything. We have somehow just forgotten about the iron scavengers. And I just have one question to the police public relations officer right here. Now, we've seen that most of these iron scavengers, iron condemned, they've stopped pushing their wheelbarrow. What we hear now is that they carry sacks.
Yes.
Has there been any means to identify them and to apprehend any of them in such actions?
Yes, that issue came up during the last the visit of the NUJ, that's the State Council to the CP. That issue came up and we are looking into it. Whether iron condemn or rubber condemn or whatever they are, if we get them, we arrest them and ensure that they are prosecuted. The ban stands. You see, I am not even supposed to speak or in defense of the ban because it is not we.
Your job is to enforce.
Yes, our job is to enforce. But I just felt it is good that I address some certain issues, and that is why I exceeded my scope. However, the ban is clear. It is there. Not until the state government rescind on their decisions, we will continue to enforce. Whether iron condemn, rubber condemn, whether they are carrying barrel or carrying bag, if we see them, we will arrest them. Yes, we are aware that there are some of them going about with sack bag now, looking for rubber.
Some of them have ID cards.
You have ID cards.
And
they have
we are on it, and I believe during the next Security Council meeting, I believe the CP will also take that up with His Excellency.
All right. Let's talk to the LP councillorship candidate, Loshomole South. We are about to say goodbye, but clearly there's something I've gathered from this conversation. Perhaps we might even arrange a meeting between a government official and yourself so we can have this conversation even more detailed, because clearly SP Brighton that they cannot talk on grounds about defending or not defending the law. His job is to enforce. And Comrade Lucky Okolo, his job is to talk about his people and what and how they feel. Whether it's suffering or enjoying, because he said insecurity has reduced, but people have been suffering.
People are suffering
due to that. So
but he supports the idea, so he should not talk about
I support the idea, but the people that is laying head on our people are the task force. They are making our people to suffer the ban.
On this program today, we've settled.
We are supposed to be enjoying the ban.
Hopefully,
they are making that ban.
Hopefully, we have settled.
You understand me?
We have settled the problem.
Can I quickly address this issue? I don't know how many minutes we
have just a minute left.
But Comrade Lucky, you talk to your people. If their bike is being seized by this task force, instead of going, if they are convinced though, because they say he who goes for equity must go with clean hands. If they are convinced that their bike was unlawfully seized,
can task force agents seize this bike?
I want to explain. because some people will feel, oh, PRO say we will go tell DPO. DPO don't come task force now, don't seize our back now, they will go and destroy it. They will not say I did not help them. That is why I'm saying he who goes for equity must go with clean hands. If they feel that their bike has been seized by these people, unlawfully in quotes,
in the areas that are supposedly
yes,
not affected,
they can go to the DPO and report.
Okay.
If it is a lady's bike, they can go. If I'm not even for the task force enforcing it, me I will address that outside this place. But for now, to provide a minor solution to this issue, instead of going about giving them 80,000. See, I want to tell you, I met a team of policemen and vigilante. The policemen were at the front, vigilante were at the back. They seized the bike. Me, I was just watching. The next thing was go meet our oga, go settle with our oga. I picked up my phone and called the DPO immediately, and I said, the ban on Okada is not an avenue for anybody to be extorted.
Okay.
So I made it very clear, and that's why I said I'm
All right,
going
thank
to
you very much. Chika, before we say goodbye, your last words.
All right, I want to appreciate first PRO. He said something that I quite like. He said it's to enforce law. He should not even put mouth in this matter whether the law is good or bad. It is for us citizens to tell him that since you have security meetings where we cannot come, this is our feeling, no? So that if you can speak there, speak for us. This is some of the things, you know what they put on statistics sometimes is not reality. And we citizens, we need to talk. We're just saying that Okada ban would have been good if there were plans. And since there are no plans, they should hasten up their steps.
Right,
and I want to thank you for this opportunity.
Good one. One last sentence from you.
I will advise our state governor to please help us. Now that you have banned Okada, if it is one big lorry bus, provide it for us. At least there should be a provision. Or create more road so that people can be able to have access to their home.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's it all on the faculty today. A big thank you to my panelists. Due to want of time, I can't even call your names all again, but thank you so much. I'll just do that. Chika Omoso, all the best in your journey. The SP, thank you so much for being here, doing a good job as a public relations officer for the police, and also you're doing a wonderful job emotionally, passionately for the people of Okpanam and the youth there. Thank you so much, coming.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. That's all on the faculty. So much to talk about today, but we wish Delta State all the best as we try to ensure that things are appropriate in this part of the world. I'm Francis Ofuwe. Good afternoon and goodbye from the faculty. See you tomorrow.